police officers have to end right now.
An NYPD officer gunned down in the line of duty.
We lost one of our sons today.
The traffic stop shootout and his final act of bravery moments after being hit.
That is our top story at 11 on a grim night in our city. I'm David Usher.
I'm Natalie Pascarella. Just within the last 2 hours, we learned that sadly the officer has died after taking a bullet to the torso during a traffic stop in Queens. His accused killer recovering from a gunshot wound of his own and expected to face charges in the officer's death. Our team of reporters covering today's tragedy from every angle at this hour, starting with Checky Beckford, live near the crime scene in Far Rockaway. Checky.
Well, Nat, we're along Mott Avenue, about a half a block from where the scene is, where it remains the same as it was just before 6 p.m. this evening. The two vehicles behind me, I'm going to step out of the way so you can see the flashing lights down the street. That suspect vehicle parked illegally in the bus stop. That's why that traffic stop was taking place, we're told. But when officers began approaching the vehicle, repeating several times that they needed to step out of the vehicle, officers say that suspect seated in the passenger seat opened fire.
Why did this violent individual with the gun have no fear to shoot a New York City police officer?
Questioned tonight after 31-year-old officer Jonathan Diller was shot and killed on the job.
Can I say it any clearer? It is the good guys against the bad guys.
And tonight, Mayor Adams says the good guys, officers with the NYPD's community response team, came face to face with the bad guys during a traffic stop in Far Rockaway for a vehicle parked illegally in a bus stop.
After approaching the car, the suspect inside the vehicle displayed a firearm and pointed it toward the officers. Shots were fired, and one of our officers was struck.
Officials say Officer Diller was struck in the torso. The officer's partner opened fire, striking the shooter in the back.
Then I heard pop. Then I heard it again. I knew it was gunshots. He was moving. He wasn't. He was saying, "I'm hit. I'm hit."
The shooting happened near Dion Peters' Mott Avenue real estate office, where ironically, students with the NYPD Explorer program who he mentors were present.
They were scared as hell. They ran to the back.
Officials showing the gun used to shoot the officer.
One of the perpetrators, the driver of the car, did have a gun arrest back in April of 2023 and was out on the street.
The mayor says this isn't about crime. It's about the chance criminals have to commit crimes over and over again.
This is what you call not a crime problem, a recidivist problem. Same bad people doing bad things to good people. Less than a year, he's back on the streets with another gun.
And officials say even after being shot, Officer Diller struggled with the suspect to keep a hold of his gun after it had fallen to the ground. Now, this happened right in front of Councilwoman Salvina Brooks Powers' office. No one inside was hit. Again, no one else was injured in any of this, except for, of course, that officer who was tragically killed. And then the suspect, a 34-year-old suspect who was wounded and is being treated tonight. His condition is unknown. The driver, also in police custody tonight, unclear what charges he faces. We're live in Far Rockaway. 4, New York.
Checky, thank you. As you say, that officer struggling with everything he had. And just within the last hour, we learned more about that young officer who made the ultimate sacrifice. News 4's Jessica Cunnington continuing our team coverage. She's at Jamaica Hospital. Jessica.
And there are dozens of NYPD officers right behind me, right outside of Jamaica Hospital, waiting to salute that fallen officer. We are learning tonight that, yes, Jonathan Diller, 31 years old, was an officer here in Queens. He was also a husband, and a police spokesperson tell us he was also a father of a 9-month-old son.
We lost one of our sons today. And it is extremely painful.
A somber Mayor Eric Adams alongside NYPD brass at Jamaica Hospital. Officers embracing each other, wiping away tears outside after hearing the news they hoped would not come. 31-year-old officer Jonathan Diller was shot and killed on the job.
We have a family upstairs that's devastated. We have police officers in this hallway who have lost a brother. It has to end now.
Police tell us Diller was on the job for 3 years. He was shot in the torso Monday, they believe underneath his bullet-resistant vest. He was rushed into surgery at Jamaica Hospital, but could not be saved. he had a wife and a young son.
This is the kind of officer, although shot, still stayed in the fight and was trying to unarm the person that had just shot him as he was on the floor. The gun hit the ground, and as the perpetrator was still reaching for it, this cop was able to grab it, although he was still shot.
NYPD officials and the mayor asking New Yorkers to pray for Diller's family.
We have to bury another cop. It's extremely, extremely painful for the city.